As entrepreneurs, us living our dream life, but a lot of times we get sucked into the business, and this model is what helped me balance my entire life. It's called the show you today how to own real estate for monthly cash flow without dealing with tenants and never have to do repairs. All right, so today we're going to talk about a very unique model that changed my life. I'm a Life and Air type of guy. I don't know if you know Sean McCloskey, the book Life and Air. Anybody heard that book before? If you haven't, I definitely highly recommend that book. That book changed my life a long time ago. Basically talking about, as entrepreneurs, us living our dream life. But a lot of times we get sucked into the business, and like I think Richard. He was talking about like how it's hard to balance with the family and the business, and then we got the business going and the sacrifice of the family, and this model is what helped me balance my entire life. It's called the slow flip formula. So I'm going to show you today how to own real estate for monthly cash flow without dealing with tenants and never have to do repairs. Anybody here like dealing with tenants? Just making sure. All right, so just confirming real quick.
I love tenants.
Yeah. Anybody here like to be a landlord? I've never heard nobody eventually say, "Hey, I love being a landlord." I've never heard that in my life. We just cope with what comes with being a landlord. But this model is going to change your trajectory today. I guarantee it. So this is for somebody who is looking for passive monthly cash flow. Anybody looking for cash flow? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to show you guys how to be cash flow innovators. Actually, we all are cash flow innovators already, right? We love cash flow, and that is the game that is the way to basically retire, right? And live your dreams based off the cash flow you come in. It's supposed to take care of your bills, your lifestyle, whatever your dream lifestyle is. That's based off cash flow. This is also for people looking for a 20 to 30% return on their money. Anybody looking for that?
Yeah.
20 to 30%. This is base hit, by the way, with this model. This is base hit. This is not home run. Home runs are 40, 50+%. All right. I have some slow flip deals that I have 60% return on money. All right. Also for somebody who doesn't want to deal with repairs. Now I know a lot of you, most of you guys are doing fix and flips. That comes with repairs. You get great profits, right? But this buy and hold model, you don't have to deal with repairs because we're not dealing with the T word, tenants, right? And it's also, right, like I said, somebody who doesn't want to deal with tenants and somebody who's looking to use their self-directed IRA or 401k. Anybody have a self-directed 401k or at least a IRA 401k that's traditional? All right, traditional. Anybody have a IRA 401k? A few people, wow. All right, so this model is not the burn method. I'm not opposed to the burn method, I like it. I'm not a fan of it though. This is not rehabbing, fix and flipping. This is not traditional landlording. This is what I dread, traditional rentals. I got burnt out years ago because of the freaking tenants.
And by the way, don't mind his young looks.
Yeah, we'll go over that in a minute. All right, my son is about to be. My son is about to be 23. So anybody guess my age? Yeah.
Now they gonna take you serious.
Yeah. They're like, oh shit. They're like, oh. I had them. Yeah, I was actually 6. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. This model, yes. This is part of.
Slideshow on the recipe for that.
Yeah. I just turned 41 2 Wednesdays ago, March 27th. Yeah. I got this when I was 19. He was 1 year old. Yeah, this is my son. Oh man. Oh man. So here's the biggest fears. A lot.
Where do we sign?
Here's the biggest fears most of you will overcome today. I know some of you are already buying out of state, so investing in real estate in other states. Anybody here fear that? Like, not wholesale, I mean like actually holding the deed, controlling the property. Anybody fear that? I did too, until I came to this model here. Using your self-directed IRA 401k, instead of getting a measly 2 to 3% returns, you can roll that over, right? Invest in real estate. You could be a private money lender. You can buy your own real estate. Once you roll it over, it takes 2 weeks, right? And I'm also investing your cash instead of saving it in a bank. We all know that by now, that cash in a bank is just, yeah, it's garbage. Right. All right, so I'm gonna introduce myself. I should have, this is an old picture, but been investing in real estate for 15 years, so that just gave my age away, right? Started in 2009 in the Great Recession. If I can take myself back into 2009 and what I know now, I would have held every property that I wholesaled and flipped. I didn't buy my first rental until 2012. We'll get into that later. My first year in 2009, I flipped close to like 28 deals, all wholesales. I did 1 rehab in that, out of that first year, and they was mostly all from MLS. Anybody know why I can get wholesale deals on MLS in 2009? It was no investors in the game.
Everybody got wiped out.
Yeah, everybody got wiped out in the bus. So you had new wholesalers coming in, like myself, and you had new investors coming in. So I was wholesaling to the new investors. Yep, we came up together, and I look at some of the properties in Virginia at the time. I was having properties on the contract for 10K, wholesaling for 25K. I remember a property I never forget. I had a contract for $1,200 bucks.
What?
That's the type of market that 2009 was. Yeah. Been using this model slow flip for 11 years. I converted. We'll go over that in a minute. But 2013 was a game changer for me with this model. Done nearly 1,000 real estate deals since 2009. No more landlord problems. No more landlord problems. I gotta repeat that. Help thousands of people generate, get out the rat race by generating cash flow in real estate. Okay, cash flow is the way to be. I'm telling you, cash flow innovator. Where we want to be cash flow innovators. We want to use our active income from our fix and flips, wholesales, new development, just in general. Or you have a job where you're making a good spread on. Try to buy as much buy and hold properties as you can to generate the cash flow. Because that's going to get you out of the rat race. Love spending time with my family. This is like Richard here. This is important to me. My family. I'm a family guy. I'm a lifestyle guy. First, okay. Building true long-term wealth through cash flow and real estate to build around my lifestyle. So, what's the slow flip formula? It's super simple. It's not complex. I know everybody here is going to understand it really quick. This is a model to buy investment properties that provides you money up front. Anybody want money up front? Plus generate you cash flow every month without dealing with tenants. They're stinky. I hate the leaky toilet calls. This part. That leaky toilet call and the stress of having to be a landlord, right? This is all I worry about, the money up front and my cash flow every month, okay? So with the slow flip model, you basically, it's easy to buy and hold properties in outside markets. This is very easy to scale. I'm only buying on acquisitions, basically the purchase price. Zero repairs is done by you and I with this model. The deed stays in your name with this model, meaning that we're always going to be in the driver's seat. We always have control. I'm not playing the landlord role. Again, no leaky toilet calls. Upfront, non-refundable down payments collected from owner-occupant on every property that we buy. Right, so they have some skin in the game. Versus a landlord, they will get a deposit from the tenant, but is refundable if that tenant kept the house intact once they move out. Does it make sense? All right. Extremely low maintenance and very easy to scale. Occupant has skin in the game. We just talked about that. And I can still evict, worst case scenario, these occupants like a regular tenant. I don't call these people tenants. I call them slow flip buyers or owner occupants. Okay, because they're not tenants. The traditional renting model, you are a landlord. Anybody here own rentals? Anybody got a leaky toilet call? I've been doing this for 11 years. I promise you, it might sound too good to be true. I do not get any leaky toilet calls. And I own nearly 70 slow flips. Actually, be 72 because I close 2 next week, so be 72. 72 slow flips. And I don't get any leaky toilet calls. Zero. Zero. You must, with the traditional rental model, you must put repairs to the property. Tenant can call you for any repair needed. We all know about that, right? Tenant doesn't take care of the property as much as a slow flip. Tenant's deposit is refundable. Tenant's average stay is usually about close to 3 years, right? And it's not as easy to scale. And the bird method is not as easy to scale either because you've got to keep putting repairs into it and going to the bank to refi and rinse and repeat. That's a good model, but it's hard to do at a scale level unless you got a crazy team. Does that make sense? All right. So let's skip these here. Same slides. So I basically just doubled the slides. I just noticed that. But here's actual real numbers right here for a property. Bought for $48,000. Did no repairs, right? 0 repairs. Never been in this market ever in my life. Ever. Nor my clients, my students. We got $3K upfront non-refundable down payment from the owner occupant or slow flip buyer. Slow flip this property for $79,000 plus interest, right? It's always interest involved. And collecting $1,150 in monthly cash flow. That's a 28 cash on cash return. Anybody like that? 28%. All right. And by the way, this is shout out to my guy Nate Holston. He's one of my students. This is his deal. He just closed this 2 weeks ago. And guess where he lives? He studies in LA. Yeah, he's in the filming industry. Yeah, he don't know nothing about. This is for the lazy investor. This model that just want to collect cash flow. He never been to the market. He don't know much about real estate. He understood it, and he's collecting 28% cash on cash return. He bought 5 of these in the last 6 weeks. Yeah. All right, so I want to put this article up. I seen this not too long ago, and circle that right there. Someone who does this should be thrown in jail. This is the landlord. He said that in the article. Look at the property. We all relate. We can all relate to this, right? Yeah. So here's the article. Landlord Alex Soga estimates he is on the hook for $20,000 in lost rent and cleanup costs, meaning repairs. All right. So he'll put $20,000 into it, right? Or give or take, just say $10,000 into it before he's able to put this on the rental market. For a tenant to come and go in and eventually probably mess it up over time as well, right? It's like a never-ending hamster wheel. All right, so let's talk about the average profit according to last year for a rental property nationally. Anybody know what the average profit is nationally? A net profit nationally per door? Huh? Does anybody like $200 to $300 a door? Does that sound exciting? All right, so this is so average purchase price here. Let's say $100,000. Typical down payment, hard, depending where you go. I'm just gonna be conservative. Say 25%. Sound fair? That's $25,000 out of pocket. Projected gross rental income is $900. Vacancy loss 5%, so that's $45. So you should track that. Effective gross income $855. Then you want to factor in every month 5% for repairs. That's $45. And property management $72. Then you got property tax, insurance, and HOA, etc. And that's super conservative. That's only $180. So and with your mortgage, because you have a $75,000 mortgage, just say $320. I know that's low, but just say $320. Look at the net profit. Anybody, can y'all see that in the back? $238 net profit. Does that sound exciting? We're Cashflow Innovators. This is 2024. This was sexy probably when I started in 2009, years ago, but people are still running this model every day. this works at scale. Like if you buy a 300 unit apartment building, okay, I get it. But if you're buying one-offs, it's the rat race. But they don't teach us that in the books. You know. Here's my first slow flip. All right. Anybody see that date? June 25th, 2013. I'm a receipt guy, by the way. I'm a receipt guy. So this is Miss Clark. I bought this property for $12,000. This is like right at the end of that Great Recession where you can get super cheap properties, right? I bought it in 2012 as a traditional rental, right? Getting $700 a month, which is great. That's an impeccable return. But I was a landlord. I got at least 5 calls from her in that year that I put on a year lease, and I hated it. So what I did, I discovered the slow flip model, and in 2013, instead of renewing her lease because she wanted to stay into the property, I converted Miss Clark over to the slow flip. So now she does the repairs, right? And what I did, I put Miss Clark on a 30-year agreement for deed. Some people call it a land contract. She gave me $1,800 non-refundable. You gotta figure she was already living in this for a year. And she still was like, okay, I give you $1,800. I'm gonna be the homeowner to this property. I give you $1,800 and I will still continue the $700 a month for this property, right? And that's what I did. She still pays me that $700 a month today. Literally, I haven't heard from her in probably maybe 6 years. And it wasn't for a leaky toilet. It was to like, hey, we changed banks. You know, how can we make the payment for $700? I don't know. I haven't been by the property. I haven't had any problems. No leaky toilet calls. This was my first slow flip, and I haven't changed since my model since. I haven't went back to the traditional rental model. So since bought this property right here, $48,000, did no repairs, $4K upfront, non-refundables. You're always going to get a non-refundable down payment in your pocket. Always, typically $3,000 to $5,000 down. Slow flip the property for $79,000 plus interest, and these are standard numbers, right? These are base hit numbers. Collecting $1,095 in monthly cash flow, which is a 27% cash on cash return. Does that sound sexy? All right. Here's another property bought for $59,500, 4K, did no repairs, 4K upfront, non-refundable, just like the previous one. Slow flip that got $99,000 plus interest, right? Collecting $1,200 in monthly cash flow. This was a 3-2. So we actually like, you know what? My marketing team, they fill these properties and find our owner occupants for us. I was like, let's just stretch it out. Let's try $1,200, and I got $1,200, which is a 24% cash on cash return. Sound sexy? Does that sound too good to be true? I get it. We'll go over it. We'll go a little bit more deep into that later. Here's another property bought for $41,000, and this is the total purchase prices, right? This is not entry fees. This is not down payments. This is the total for the property. Just want to make that clear. Did no repairs. Got $2,000 upfront, non-refundable down. Slow flip the property for $79,000 plus interest. Y'all seeing the trend? Okay. Collecting $995 a monthly cash flow, which is 29% cash on cash return. Sound sexy? A lot of you people could do this with your IRAs and 401ks. Turn that 2% money to 29%. What's your question?
When you say you looking for 79,000 plus interest, 79
That's the total. That's the slow flip buyer, the owners. This is their total price over the course of 30 years, which would gives me, I don't have my calculator in front of me, but the $995 plus interest would give me $995 a month.
Charging standard, like interest rates, or are you targeting people that
Yeah, great questions. Usually our people can't go to the bank to get a loan, so we're providing a service with affordable housing where we're financing them. So we buy these properties like a car and we sell it like a house. I always say that. So if you're using private money, for instance, and I know Ryan talked about private money, and Richard talked about private money, you can buy these properties on 5-year money and sell it on 30-year owner financing if you're not buying it with your own cash. The reason why I like, if I do use private money, because I'm hybrid, I buy cash with these, and I also use private money. The reason why I like the 5-year money is because 5 years is like a car note to me. But also, this is a free house if I'm using private money, because my private money that I'm making to my private money lender, this slow flip buyer who's making the payment to me is just offsetting the payment to my private money lender. So I look at a free house for 5 years, and on the 61st month, I got a free and clear house.